All right, welcome back. So kind of an update here on the SU. So I always forget how, being a little OCD, I always forget how long this part takes me. Trying to get all the pipes lined up, because the problem with this jet is, it's not a problem, it's just, I've seen worse, but it's just tucked in behind there, and then the angle, they're angled a little bit. So like the turbines, they got to be angled like this a little bit. Plus the pipe has an angle at the end of it, to help with single engine. So it just makes it a little bit slower process and lining things up. So, it's over here. Nope, that's not it. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. So I finished this, I drilled the pipes, added the bell mouths. I've already kind of talked about that. And I need to fix my camera a little bit. Let me set this down here. Boop, boop. There we go. So I did all this yesterday, and then today I've been working on this, getting the brackets on. What I didn't realize is they actually have some blind nuts and holes drilled in the engine mounts, engine rails already. So I'm hoping, I've only done one side, I'm hoping the other side is accurate and matches the one side I've done, because that's kind of the kicker. It gets this kind of a little bit further this way than I would like. I try to get at least 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch recess inside the turkey feathers to kind of help with the pressure. And this side is maybe a little less than 1/8, or right at 1/8 of an inch. This side, because it angles back, is further back into the turkey feathers. So it'll work just fine. So, and you can kind of see here, well, I'll be like back here near the bulkhead is 2 holes on each side that actually have blind nuts. And I had to kind of shave that, sand that down a little bit to make room for the thickness of the bracket. And I hope I can get these in with these arms on. So let's see here. Oh no, I may have to trim them down a little bit, because like the last, no, they're good. Okay, we're golden, as long as I can get it on top. Ooh, no, oh, hold on, let's try this. No, let's see here. Maybe if I go forward some. There we go. All right. So, bear with me. I know it's not. There we go. So, get this thing seated. Gosh, it's crazy walking. It's dry weather right now. It's kind of cool. It's like a little false, like early fall kind of thing. So when I walk around on this floor, I build up static, and then when I touch the damn model, it shocks me. And I had to be careful because I kept touching my turbine, and it would arc on the turbine. I was like, damn, I'm gonna damage my electronics on the turbine. Okay, so that's in, that's seated, and that's kind of where they're gonna go. And you can see the pipe is angled back this way, so it's further closer to this edge, and then you get to this end, and it goes out even more. So what I had to do was I laid the pipe down on the table, rolled it to where all this, gosh, see, just shocked myself again. It touched on the non-bend side. That way it was perfectly flat, and I knew that this was perfectly, kind of like perpendicular to the surface. So then I marked each side, letting me know exactly how to rotate this, because if you don't rotate it, granted, like I said again, being OCD, this is the center point, so top and bottom of this bend. So now I know, as long as I line these and make these 2 level, that bend is not up or down. It's perfectly, it's like it needs to be. Perpendicular, 9 degrees, whatever you want to call it. So that is kind of in there like it goes. And then you can see here, I think you can see here, yeah, the back star that holds the pipe is offset. So thick side goes towards the end, skinny side goes to the outside, and that allows for that pipe to go in there. So just know that these are set a certain way. So I'm just kind of putting this on here now, just to kind of show you guys. Yeah, this might be, just kind of walk around and you kind of try to get the pipe. Say it's going to be easy. Shit, there we go. It's better to start on the left. There we go. All right, so and then line the lollipops up here somewhere. There they are. It's not, of course, when I'm doing a video, it becomes a pain in the butt. And then you push it on. It's playing hard to get. There it goes. And then you just, well, I say that. You rotate. And they are not locking, so I don't, there it goes. There it goes. So bam. And you can kind of see how, I think you can see how it's offset there. So that's what you kind of work with on the pipe side, and then you, of course, getting the motor in. I did have to, let me fix my camera here. I did have to take some off of this side because it sits in there like that, and because it's angled, it hits, because it's so wide, it hits that wall. So I just had to take a couple millimeters off this area right here. And I've gotten 2 holes drilled, so this one is kind of set to where it needs to be. Nothing crazy. Just like, let's see, right there. That's kind of what you're looking at. And then when you look in there, you can kind of see that the rails that they cut is kind of paralleling. So that's kind of what you're wanting. So, so that one is, it's done. I just got to put the screws in and hold everything in and do final screws for the motor. Now it's time to work on that one. So now that I've done this, I kind of know also for my 1-inch on the bell mouth and motor exhaust, and it might be hard to see, but I made a mark in here. So this mark is essentially about 1 inch to the pipe, and that's kind of where you want it. So you want this at the end of this cone lined up with that 1 inch point. And so what I did is I just measured from there out to the wall of the bell mouth, and it was like 43 millimeters. So with that measurement, from here to here being 43, I just measured from here to here 43, and it ends up being the bell mouth needs to sit like right here. So you line up the bell mouth with the ring, the back ring here, or the exhaust cone flange, and that's perfect. So it kind of goes, so I just essentially put a ruler inside and pushed it until it hit like that, and it set it for me. So, and then of course looking inside, lining up the turbine before I hard mounted the outer side of the pipe, got the turbine where it needed to be, and then kind of worked the pipe as far as alignment, because you have to lift or push down the inner wall side, and then once you get it lined around the diameter of the motor, then you just mark it, take it out, and add the other bracket. So it's hard to show all that stuff, man. It's but it's a process, and I always try to do the same thing. I was using a carbon tube and kind of laid it in the inner pipe that isn't bent. So the main part of the pipe, I laid the carbon tube in there, and it rolls to the bottom most point, and then I line that up with the center of the turbine, and that just kind of helped as a reference too. So everybody, I think, does this a little different. So I'm gonna paint this black. Somebody mentioned using some paint that you do like grills with, but you can also just, because the pipe is so big around the area, I don't think it'd be an issue just using regular paint. But I'll probably use some go to the automotive store and buy some of the heat paint that you paint motors and exhaust with. So just to kind of give it some protection. Plus it'll be black, and it won't look as you won't see that wood and stuff, so it'll look more scale. All right, so I got to get, and also I drilled the holes. It was really hard to do because there's just no good way to get to this bulkhead, and there's only a certain place you can do it because you got this bracket for the rudder that mounts on, and this bulkhead here that's solid, and then there's another bulkhead right here. So I had to get a little hole enough to get 2 leads ran through up towards the front, which I did. It just took a little while. Coming in from this side with a kind of a grinding bit, and then from the other side doing it, but it works out. So getting there. Like I said, this is kind of the I say that every time, like, oh, this will be, you know, the rest of the stuff's easy, but it seems like nothing with these things is easy. Hopefully once I get the pipes in and the engines in, the rest will be fairly quick. So because it's just essentially at that point it's running, you know, I got to put the fuel tanks in, but they are already pre-mounted, so that'll be quick. Probably the other pain in the butt part will be the speed brake, but the rest of the stuff's just running wires and figuring out where I'm going to put stuff. So you guys take it easy, and I'm going to watch some more football and work on this, and well, it's getting close to dinner time, so I may go cook some burgers, have a beer, and then get back at it. So trying to get definitely shouldn't have any problem getting the motors and the pipes done today. So that's my goal, and hopefully I'll get more. So you guys take it easy.